Welcome to your Sprinkle with Hope podcast and your host, Jason. And today, Shane and I are super excited to talk to our guest, Rudy Ruettiger. Everybody who's watched the movie Rudy knows who he is. But outside of that, just the person that he is, he gives some really cool nuggets of advice of just who to listen to and who not to listen to, what groups of people to hang out with and stuff like that. Super great message if you'll just listen in.
We do talk a little bit about football and sports, but I think it's more important that the things that he says can be applied to anything in your life. So I really hope you listen into this and listen to what he's saying. It is just amazing insight to a fantastic man. So we're so excited that he joined us, and here we go.
Welcome to the Sprinkled with Hope podcast. Time.
Welcome to your Sprinkle with Hope podcast and your host, Jason. And I am so excited to welcome our guest, Daniel Rudy Ruettiger is with us today. Some of you may know him from a movie called Rudy. There was a little bit about his life, but against all odds on a gridiron in South Bend, Indiana, Daniel Rudy Ruettiger carved his name into history books as perhaps the most inspiring graduate of the University of Notre Dame. As fans cheered Rudy, which is now considered to be the underdog chant of a lifetime. This 5'0", 100 and nothing without a speck of athletic ability sacked the quarterback in the last 27 seconds of the only play in the only game of his college football career. He is the first player in the school's history to be carried off the field on the shoulders of his teammates, and I loved that movie growing up. It was such a wonderful and inspiring movie to me and to so many of just not quitting. And that's kind of your mantra. And the question I wanted to start with is,
sure,
you have this mantra, it's always too soon to quit. And so
right.
What do you mean by that? And kind of how do you live that?
I think, to really emphasize, it's always too soon to quit. I think sometimes we get distracted through people or distracted through thoughts, or we start judging ourselves and comparing ourselves to others. And that's the poison. The day you don't do that is the day you put forth your faith, your belief, and things happen a little differently. Because all of a sudden, that doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter how they profile you or judge you, because all those goofy people go away. And you're always going to have them, but you have a shield now that just shoots that off into outer space, I say. So those people will always try to bring you down, make you feel bad. And the only way I can explain that, they feel bad. They want to feel good by putting other people down. So to me, that's a tremendous way of saying you got nothing to prove to no one. And we say that in the movie, but yourself. So what are you worried about? You got God on your side. You're a child of God. He wants you to be a champion. You're in this race. You're in a spiritual race, not a religious race, but a spiritual race. And he wants you to be a champion. And then all he wants you to is finish. You don't have to be first. You could be last, but finish, just finish the race. And that's why I love marathons. People get excited when they finish a marathon.
Right.
There are some champions, of course, but hey, that's not me. God didn't make me to be that type of champion. And you have to accept that, but finish the race. So that's how I look at life with everything. People I'm around, you have to be careful on what people you hang around, because sometimes they could fool you. But as long as you got that shield around you, I call the spiritual shield, you're going to be fine. That's your faith.
That's awesome. So yeah, Jason and I are huge sports fans. We love sports. We love your story and, really playing one play of one game and then being carried off. Talk a little bit about how that felt and what you were going through.
Yeah, it's Shane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane, I'll tell you, that's that was 27 years of dreaming, maybe. And you only had 27 seconds to complete that feeling that you fought for. But see, I was in the Navy before all this.
Mm,
There's a movie, then there's a real life. You know,
right.
Right.
in the movie, we want to entertain, inspire you. So we have to have the spirit of the truth. You have to interpret the journey so you guys can be inspired and entertained. Now, most people get caught up in, did this happen? Did that happen? Then they miss the whole point of the spirit of the truth of inspiration. It's like the Bible. Did they really say it? You don't know, but as long as you believe, that's what counts. Um, People get goofy thoughts through interpretations of through other people. So you have to be careful. Even when you watch the movie Rudy, when I was carried off, my interpretation of that moment was I was embarrassed when they picked me up.
Oh,
It was my job to make that tackle, my job to do my job. And that's what I was focused on. I wasn't focused on, hey, I got to make this tackle so you can carry me off. You know,
right.
that wasn't even in the mindset. The mindset was, boy, I have an opportunity. All my preparation is now going to pay off. All those minutes and hours and days I sat in the cold watching people practice. And I had to practice a lot by myself what I had to do. Because when you're a walk-on, they really don't have time for you, which is fine, but they gave you time to contribute. As long as they gave me time to contribute, I could be part of that football team. And that was my mindset. And that's what kept me in the game close, close to, I called reality, because reality could really mess you up when you really, if you look at the size of those guys, it's not, it's Rudy, what are you doing? So I never
Right.
looked at that. If you looked at the academic side of Notre Dame, you have to be smart to go. That's what they say. You have to have good work ethic. You have to collaborate. You have to ask questions and not be afraid to find out what you need to know in order to do what you need to do. You don't have to be the smartest kid in that classroom. As long as you got smart guys around you, you have a little mastermind and you can collaborate and help each other win. That's the key. And that's what life is, by the way. That's what real life is.
Right.
Because when you get a job, I'll tell you, you're not going to ask the guy there, hey man, what religion are you? You know, hey man, do I trust you? Can we collaborate? Can we be can we be teammates? And that's what sports does, by the way. It brings guys together because it's no race, color, or religion when you're playing a sport. Because
Right.
in the holler, they're not going to ask, hey man, are you Catholic? If I throw you this pass, you're going to make it, or you're going to say Hail Mary. What are you going to do? You know,
Right.
it's called practice preparation. I believe in you. So we get this all confused, don't we?
Yeah.
Especially when I was growing up, going to church, they give me a lot of goofy thoughts. And the only goofy thought that I'll never forget is my father would, and he was taught this way, if he saw a guy not going to church, he said he's going to hell. I believed him. That's not true. You
Right.
know, that's not true. Every day you're at church. Every day you pray. Every day you're in a spiritual world. It's he gives you that opportunity to be around your friends and be around people that you could believe in, and that's your choice on Sunday what you do. And I think that's important. A lot of people go to church and they just go to go. They don't know why. You know,
Right.
once you have that purpose in life, then you have hope. See, that's what it's all about, giving people hope through positive energy. And, and we have to understand that life is not easy. So we're going to go through our little challenges every day and clear our thoughts. Like today, I'm looking at my dog, say, oh my God, I got to clean up your poop. So I go out there and clean his poop, and he's happy, I'm happy, right?
Yeah.
You do the little chores you don't like doing, but it's cool because you see the smile, whether it's your wife or your dog or your child. Do the things they don't like doing that you don't like doing that makes them happy. That's when it gives people hope. It really does. Little things like that. That's what a sports taught me. Sports,
I
Notre Dame.
love that.
I mean, I didn't have to go to practice. Why should I? I'm never going to play. But you go to contribute, and you contribute to their success. You want to make them better. And you get better, by the way, as a person as you do that.
Yeah, I love that. I love everything you're saying, because I totally believe that to be true. In that when we help kind of build each other up and buoy each other up, and
Yeah.
instead of tearing each other down, I think that's really what we need more of.
Yeah, I look at your haircut for an example, right?
Right.
So I got inspired. I'm going to try it. Now I'm going to grow it back like Shane. I'm watching this guy get this GI haircut. I say, I want one of those. And not like that, but hair grows back, right?
Yeah,
And
it
that's
does.
great. So at least you tried and say, well, you put a hat on, bro. Your hair grows back. But some guys look good in a bald head, like you do.
Oh, well, thank you.
I don't think Shane would look good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like my hair.
You like your hair, yeah. And but that's the way it is, and that's life. Am I right?
Yeah, it is.
I know you guys must have played sports. It's in your blood, right?
Oh, it is in our blood. We played soccer and baseball and
nothing like baseball. So boring. Right? Think about it, man. You got to sit out in the outfield hoping the ball comes out to you, and you have to pay attention. And all of a sudden, the balls come. You got to wake up, right?
Yep, that's true.
And people in the stands, they don't know why they're cheering. They cheer only if you hit the ball. Otherwise, you're talking to someone else next to them, right? All I'm saying is each sport has its challenges. Football, you do a burst of 6 seconds. That's it. And you take a minute rest. Hockey, you're on the ice for a minute and a half, and you're back off. See, you can only exert so much energy. And that's when people say, give me 110%. I can't do it all the time. I need a rest too. And that's life too. You can't go at life at 100%. But when you do it, you go 100. When you have that moment to do what you're supposed to do, that's when you put the metal to the pedal to the whatever metal, right?
Yeah, I love that.
But you can't do it all the time, man, because it's not realistic. So you got to know when to rest, when to go, how to train. Some guys train too hard, too much. And I mean, hey, you got to relax too, because you have to enjoy your life. That's how I look at my life. Business is the same way. You got to do your business, but hey, just have a good culture. Just know there's people have your back if you're not, covering it. And like anything, that gives people hope when they see you.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's not about, I don't know what you wanted me to say about hope, but hope is very simple, to me. I get excited when I see you doing your job. Oh man, that's great. He knows what he's doing. I don't have to worry about him no more. So my whole point is that's what hope's about. When people believe in themselves and they know how to support and give back to each other. And that's what it's about.
That's
So
awesome.
you can ask go wherever you want to go. I've been asked every question in the book, guys. So I know how to answer them or deflect it.
So for those of our listeners who don't know what you're doing these days, why don't you talk a little bit about what you've been doing and what you're excited about in the future?
Shane, that's a great question. Someone asked me that last night. We're at dinner. I said, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do next. It's because you don't do anything till you get inspired. You need another dream and another dream and another dream. Well, I keep my antenna up, and I know I know reality is I can't go play for the Yankees.
Right.
Right. That's
right.
I can't go play in the NFL. That's reality. But man, I would love to go to a Yankee game. What's wrong with that? Right. You get still part of that dream. And by the way, I got to go in Yankee Stadium. They did announce to the whole fan base there, Rudy's here, and they chanted Rudy. So I did make it to Yankee Stadium in a different way, right?
That's awesome.
It happens I think you get inspired by it through other people. I see other people do. I say, I could do that too. That's what I want to do. And yeah, and I never tell people my dreams no more, because the people love to steal your joy of your dream.
Yeah.
Just do it, right?
Yeah.
So, what's your dream? I said, I don't know. Why do you care? But you don't say that. So you know what? I'm just happy. But deep inside what you're going to do. You just do it. I think Nike took that saying from us.
Yeah.
Just do it. I had that way before they said it. I
Yeah,
had a
they
lot
just
of sayings before all these guys say it. But that's okay, right?
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, let them. There's a lot of people out there that love to steal your joy in your dream. And when I told people I want to do a movie, a lot of people, oh, that's exciting. Then you get a lot of naysayers when they don't see you making it. So you don't tell them.
Right.
You just do it. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, why didn't you tell me? Because if I told you, I probably would have quit, because you told me how bad and stupid it was. So why would I listen to you? So I quit hanging around that type of guy, that why guy. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Hang around, let's do it guy. That's the guy you want to be around. Let's do it.
I love that. Shane and I talk about taking action all the time.
Yeah.
We speak to our people, and every time we say that, it's all about the doing, right? The taking the action. And there's some crazy percentage, like out of all the people, only about 10% actually do anything.
That's all. You know what? You just need your little circle. You tell your dreams to your little circle, and you plan an action plan, and you do it. You don't go outside your culture and tell people what you're doing, or why. They don't know you. They may know you for your failures, not your success. So they will. I rather fail most of the time than win. I learned more from failure than winning, by the way. So winning didn't teach me anything. Failure taught me a lot. That's because I'm trying. If I'm not trying, I'm not. Sometimes you have to lose to win. And in sports, that's what it teaches us.
Yeah, be around that 10%, and
Yeah.
Yeah, that is amazing insight, what you just said. Sometimes you have to lose to win. That just hit me, because I
You
I
already
think
know that. You already know that. But I say it. You have to have common sense, right?
Yeah.
Common sense is, you can't tell a little guy, "Hey, dude, what are you doing? We lost today," and he's still happy because he's going to go have a treat, and you're mad at him because you lost a little league game. Who cares, right? He had fun and he learned something. Sports is about developing young men and young ladies. They will learn how to win as they grow, as they get mature. We can't. They're not the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Los Angeles Dodgers. You know, I drives me nuts when I see this Little League World Series. They put all this pressure on these kids to win.
right.
Why? And, anyhow, it's just drives me nuts. Anyhow,
No,
yeah,
yeah, go ahead, Shane.
I was going to say, I think a lot of it is that those learning opportunities that we sometimes miss because we're focused on winning or doing or gaining that success. But really, it's often the lesson that we're learning is what
that's the
we
win.
need to be taught.
That's the win. You just said it. That's the win, not the win on the scoreboard, but the win of development. And my son plays hockey for ASU, and he's happy he's on the team.
Right.
But he practices hard like he's going to play now. And when he gets his shot, do good, but support your teammates. And he's good at that. He's great at that. But that's the culture he grew up in. We taught him that. We made him believe in that. I said, you don't have to be the star, dude. The stars that I know always want attention, and they're the ones who don't understand when there is trouble how to help someone.
Right.
So when you struggle, you learn how to struggle through character and courage. And when you do that, boy, you're better off, dude. I tell them, oh yeah, Dad, I get it, but you got to talk to your son or their friends like that. And I think the movie helps because you say, wow, Rudy said this, but if Dad said this, but Rudy said this, but Dad said that too. So now it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So God has given me a place in life, and I think an opportunity to deliver a message in a common man's way. Instead, you ever listen to these guys up there they're just pontificating. They lost me when they said the first sentence.
Yeah.
There's no connection, but they sound good. They sound intelligent. But I'm not connecting to you, dude.
Mhm.
There's no real connection, and you see that all the time. I know you do.
Yep.
And I see it when I do a lot of public speaking, and I see guys up there that are very good regurgitators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, what did you really do? Tell me what I read a book. Oh, great. And I mean, that's good to professor. How many successful professors have you met? But the guy who did the business is teaching, is a professor. That's the guy you want to be around.
Yeah.
The guy who's
True.
done it and teaching it now. And go on and on. I'm sure so.
So just a few more questions for you,
Sure.
Rudy, here. So,
And we'll do another podcast too if you want.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But today's a day I got to take care of my daughter. But we'll do
Yep.
another one. Just
No,
call Charles and say, hey, Rudy said that we should do another one. Let's do it. Whatever. So there you go.
yeah. So we just have a couple of last questions here, and we call it the double down dose.
Okay.
And so I'll ask one question, and then Shane will ask a follow up to that.
Sure.
You've kind of already talked about it a little bit, but what is your definition of hope, or how would you define hope?
Belief.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no other word for it.
That's great.
You don't have to see God to believe in God.
Right.
Absolutely. So true. I love that answer. So the second question of the double down dose is, how would you define love?
Unconditional. Go see your dog. You see love. He's happy to see you,
Yeah.
regardless whether you lock him in a room or not.
Yeah.
So you lock your wife or your girlfriend in a room for the day to see what she says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Lock your dog in a room. He's so happy to see you.
Yeah.
Unconditional love is my answer to that.
I love those. Love the insight that you've given. There's been so many great things that you've said today that really hit me. And, I think that's what we love, talking to people and getting their insight and knowledge. So thank you so much for your time today. We will definitely
Let's
take you up
follow
on
up.
your offer to have you.
What do you do besides a podcast?
So we have our full-time jobs where we both work in a manufacturing facility that
Super.
manufactures dental products.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Good for you. How about Vigilant? Do you do those?
We don't. Yeah, we don't do that, but we do a lot of whitening. So
Like,
Yeah.
look at my teeth.
yeah, that's right.
Right?
Exactly.
That white smile right there. Yep.
Hey, it's the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, well, good for you guys. You probably had a lot of training for that, so a lot of schooling. So that's not an easy deal what you're doing.
It's not.
But you
Well,
guys are awesome. Let's stand. Who plays this weekend, by the way? There's a football game.
Yeah, there is. We watched one last night actually.
Yeah.
And we were at a BYU game last night.
Did they win?
They did.
Who are they playing this weekend?
So next weekend they're playing Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. No kidding. Oh man, how would I miss that one? All right, guys, you're the best. All right. Talk to you. God bless you. Remember, it's always too soon to what?
To quit.
Quit. God bless you guys. All right, I'm gonna over and out, as they say. When you're in the Navy or you're doing it, over and out. See you later.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
You bet. Bye-bye.